starting a backswing can be really tricky. I want to share with you some of the pitfalls and what to look for in a good takeaway. I've got a drill that's going to make the starting of your golf swing really easy. Let's get to it.
I want to give you a couple of markers for how you really want to start to think about this grip, the handle, moving away from the ball, and how you can start to measure whether you're doing it in the right way or not. When we set up to the golf ball, how we start to move this butt away from the golf ball, and I'm not talking about my beautiful derriere, I'm talking about the butt of the golf club, and how the height of the handle from setup to the initial third of the takeaway really sets you in a great place. I'm fresh off the back of a remote golf lesson with a friend of mine, and his left shoulder really was causing him a lot of errors. But the left shoulder was only reacting to what the handle was doing. As the golf club was being moved away from the ball, the left hand was lifting the butt of the golf club up, which really started to compromise his left shoulder and started to pull him out of his posture very early in the backswing. And before he knows it, he's got himself a flat backswing coming over the top and swiping outside in. We got the TheraBand, 12 degrees outside in, nasty stuff. I got the TheraBand and really encouraged him to wrap it around his neck underneath his armpit and then grab it in the thumb and forefinger. And what we're trying to do here is to create very early in the takeaway some pressure down through the pad of the left hand and through that shoulder so that we can keep the structure of that left shoulder for so long, where people have tried to get the club out in front of them. What a load of old nonsense that is. Well, it's not nonsense, but the terminology and the phrasing makes everyone think that they need to move the golf club out and away, and it really doesn't need to be that way. When we get that left shoulder starting to apply some pressure, and then we start to get the right hip moving around, and we start using that right leg, and if you haven't used your right leg in your backswing, go check out that video because you won't be the same again. Using the TheraBand and feeling like I can stretch the TheraBand and use that right hip, now it moves my left hand more inside. Now if I do that purely with my left hand, I'm going to stretch the TheraBand and I'm going to put the left hand inside. Right hips move back. Look where the club head is. When we get the club head more out in front of the handle, we then have the opportunity of starting to set the golf club at the top of the backswing in a very different manner. This left shoulder really controls the height of the grip in so many facets of the golf swing. And if you haven't got exquisite control of the height of the handle, particularly in the takeaway, it really doesn't allow you to get the feeling of how that golf club wants to work on the way down. That handle lifting up and that handle pushing away is absolutely cancerous to your backswing. The lifting up of the handle, the pushing out and away, where you've all worked on trying to get the club out in front of you, oh dear me, out in front of you, then gets the arm away from the shoulder. It starts compromising the rotation, which then starts to get all sorts of funky stuff going on the way back. The butt pressure stretching out that left shoulder. There's the stretch of the TheraBand. I put my right hand back on top. I complete my backswing and swing through. I've got the golf club head way more over here. The club head is way more out in front of me, but not in the same way as everyone's trying to do it by pushing the handle out. It's really, really a negative move, that. So again, you could hover the golf club above, so get yourself set up, lift it up with a flexed left arm. Now push the left arm down, which will sit the shoulder down onto the rib cage. Left shoulder down. I know you love looking at my bum. Rib cage, shoulder down on the rib cage and moving the handle around. Now the club head is out in front. Push the hand down, move around the golf ball. Complete your backswing, and you never know, might be able to hit from the inside and hit a baby little draw down there. Interesting stuff. The TheraBand, yet again, if you haven't seen this video, which is 5 drills that the TheraBand can provide you with to help your golf swing, honestly, it's an absolute beauty. So that little takeaway drill there with the TheraBand that's going to change the structure in your shoulders, start to mobilize the thoracic spine, and start to give you a nice feeling of the freedom of rotation in the backswing without the fear of dragging the handle inside. There is nothing wrong with that, folks. Dragging the handle inside does not mean that the club head will follow. It will just be on a different arc. And if you apply enough pressure in that TheraBand, which sucks the shoulder down, you will really start to get yourself in a really nice motion at the top and back down through. Hopefully, you'd fancy hitting some down, inside, and a close face to path draws down the target there this weekend. If you're tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves, head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves trusted by tour players and elite amateurs alike. Use my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed. Taking the cash off the boys and girls. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, why not consider subscribing while you're here? And that, my friends, you guessed it, is good coaching.